SCPRSA was vibrant and young and exciting in the 1970s. Those were the days of the 3 martini lunches with the state newspaper editorial crowd and news reporters everywhere. We all know that that's not how we practice media relations anymore, but it surely was fun.
In 1981, shortly after getting my accreditation in public relations, I was about as cocky a guy as you could get. I thought at age 30 that I had hung the moon. And Kitty Carson at that point in time was our president. I was the president-elect. And Kitty said, what can we do to really put the South Carolina chapter on the map? How do we get nationals' attention? How do we get more prominence in the South? And I said, well, let's do a Southeastern District Conference. There had not been one at that point in time in about 5 years. And I'll never forget, David Allen looked at us at a board meeting and he said, Bussell, you're crazy. There's no way in the world that our little chapter can put on a Southeastern District Conference and get people from all over the Southeast to come. So he made me a hangman's noose as a joke. And so we pulled off a very successful Southeastern District Conference at the Francis Marion Hotel in Charleston. Yes, even back then, 30-something years ago, people liked to come to Charleston. And so we were able to get a $1,000 grant from PRSA National, seed money to get us started, but we recruited some of the top speakers in the country, some of the top local speakers, and we attracted PRSA members from all over the Southeast. When it was over, I was still hanging, that noose was hanging around my neck. I looked a little like Dawn Staley with the net from the basketball championship around her neck. But we gave the $1,000 back to PRSA National, and we put $4,000 or $5,000 in the bank where we had actually made money. And I think we put the South Carolina chapter on the map in terms of making sure that people understood that we were professional, that we were an organization that knew what we were doing, and I think we gained a lot of respect from that.
I can only say, wow. In 1980, we were struggling for membership. In fact, the late 80s, we probably only had 70 or 80 members. Still not that many women, but some women. And now I understand, our South Carolina chapter has something like 200 members. So I'm very happy to have been a small part of that growth.
When I was active in our student chapter at USC, we had a very good relationship with the PRSA chapter here in South Carolina. I can remember speakers coming in and visiting in our chapter meetings. Lee Bussell, someone who I work closely with now, was a speaker to our student meeting. We had a statewide chapter meeting in Hilton Head that the students were involved with, as well as professionals. That was a great networking opportunity. So it was always a very good relationship between the student chapter and the professional chapter, and I think it continues today.
On the local level, that's where you create the relationships and the partnerships. And if there is a question you have about something that you might have never run into in your particular job, that's where you're able to pull on those local connections and resources to say, hey, I'm working on XYZ. Have you ever experienced whatever the situation might be that's going on at the moment? And to get ideas and to share tips and tricks of the trade.
Whether you're a past member, current member, or future member, you're a part of the fabric of what has made this organization what it is for the past 50 years. It's your commitment to the profession of public relations, to upholding the ethical standards of our profession, and to helping us continue to grow as an organization and as individuals that has really made South Carolina PRSA a special part of our industry here since 1967.